Now, before I begin, this is not one of those videos where it promises that if you do 2 or 3 of these things, you're going to unlock happiness instantly. Or if you say these 3 or 5 things every day, then all of a sudden you're going to wake up more happier than ever. Or if you go and do these 3 or 4 things, you're going to instantly become richer than you ever have. That is a lie. Okay. And 2, that is just a scam. And there are a lot of people out there that will sell you on said scams. But what this video is going to talk about is something in life that a lot of people pursue. And it's something that a lot of people will chase after that causes them to not be happy. And so in this, I'm going to talk about the main thing that causes people to be not happy. And I'm going to reference the Bible on where it talks about how this thing can keep people held down, and ultimately, not only will they not be happy, but they'll endlessly be chasing this thing, and they will never be okay and happy and content with what they have in life. Now, if you haven't caught on to what this is, it's greed. Greed is one of the most powerful sins, I would say, in our society right now. It's not the most powerful one, but it is one of the most powerful ones, because with greed, you're constantly chasing money all of the time. Now, there is nothing wrong with wanting to add more money to your income. There is nothing wrong with wanting to do a side hustle in order to earn extra dollars over the month. And there are a lot of people that do live paycheck to paycheck, whether it be because they pay a lot in rent, whether it's because their spending habits aren't great, or it's just they're living in an area where they're living above their means, and the money they make with their income, it just isn't enough to get them where they need to be. Now, I am not a financial expert. I don't claim to be one. But as someone who used to be broke all the time, I can see why some people fall into the trap of chasing money, because money is just so prevalent in our society, and money has just become this thing of, the important status of, oh, how much money do you make? How much money do you make? Every time there's a new product that comes out, the main question is, how much does it cost? Mainly because the money aspect is I would say, one of the most ultimate deciding factors on if people buy a product or not. But what will unlock happiness in this video is understanding that although it's, I want to say okay, although it is fine to want more money, where you find happiness is when you are content with the money you have, or where you are in a position in life where I am at currently right now, where you don't have to worry about money because you saved up quite a lot, or you are in a position where you can finally get to where you want to be because there's some financial freedom. Now, I am not rich. I am not. But I have saved up quite a lot of money to where if someone says, hey, you need to pay $30 for this, you need to pay $50 for this, I can do it and I don't have to worry about it. And it's only because, and we'll get into this, it's only because of the grace of God that I'm here right now. So, to unlock happiness, don't be greedy. That's the short version. Now, we're going to get into the Bible version that backs this up. And this is in Ecclesiastes 5. And it talks about how the riches in life are meaningless. And this could be for another Bible study for another day. But it is important to understand that your life and my life are temporary. What we have in this life, we can't take with us when we die. There's no if we die, when we die. And so to get into this, let's get into this. Ecclesiastes 5, verse 8. And we'll go from 8 all the way to the end. If you see the poor oppressed in a district, and justice and rights denied, do not be surprised at such things. For one official is eyed by a higher one, and over them both are others higher still. The increase from the land is taken by all. The king himself profits from the fields. Whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves money is never satisfied with their income. This too is meaningless. As goods increase, so do those who consume them. And what benefit are they to the owners except to feast their eyes on them? The sleep of a laborer is sweet, whether they eat little or much. But as for the rich, their abundance permits them no sleep. I have seen a grievous evil under the sun, wealth hoarded to them of its owners, or wealth lost through some misfortune, so that when they have children, there is nothing left for them to inherit. Everyone comes naked from their mother's womb, and as everyone comes, so they depart. They take nothing from their toil that they can carry in their hands. This too is a grievous evil. As everyone comes, so they depart. And what do they gain, since they toil from the wind? All their days they eat in darkness with great frustration, anger, and affliction. This is what I have observed to be good. This is what I have observed to be good. This is appropriate for a person to eat, to drink, and find satisfaction in their toilsome labor under the sun during the few days of life God has given them, for this is their lot. Moreover, when God gives someone wealth and possessions and the ability to enjoy them, to accept their lot and to be happy in their toil, this is the gift of God. They seldom reflect on the days of their life because God keeps them occupied with gladness of heart. You know, I think it's interesting that we find ourselves in a society that feels like it has to constantly chase that next milestone in life, right? It's like with me and YouTube. It's like anytime I reach a milestone, I'm kind of guilty of this. It's like, yes, we reach a milestone, and a couple of days later, it's like, okay, next milestone. And my subscribers kind of felt that way too. It's like, on one of my gaming channels, I hit 1,000 subscribers in 2021. And it was a huge moment. It was massive because 1,000 subscribers is a lot. And there's not many people that can reach 1,000 subscribers. And a lot of people say, oh, that should be easy. Go do it yourself. But when I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I was happy. I was happy because of this huge milestone that I reached organically. And then unfortunately, a couple of days later, I was like, well, I hit 1,000 subscribers, but now I need 4,000 hours of watch time. And so I was still on the journey of reaching 4,000 hours of watch time. And then when I finally hit 4,000 hours of watch time, I got monetized. And now that I'm monetized, now there's not a clear goal of what to hit. It's now just like you're trying to build that subscriber base. You're trying to build the viewer count. You're trying to build up this sense of the next milestone. And that is why I think some people are not as happy as they probably want to be, is the fact that nothing in this life is going to keep you happy forever. There is joy, though. And where do we find joy? We find joy in trusting in God, because we know that there is a life outside of this life. And that when we trust in God and when we obey God and turn our lives to following Him, that is where you find joy. And joy is permanent. It is eternal. The only way you find true joy is through Christ. Because Christ is the only one to have ever existed that has never, ever sinned. And because He died for our sins, and for us to have the punishment we deserve, for that punishment to be wiped away because of what Christ did, that is why we have joy. And the goods that are in your life, the money that is in your life, the fancy cars that you're seeing driving around, the fancy iPhones, the fancy watches, the fancy clothes, the fancy places people go to. I heard this somewhere yesterday, and it makes so much money. Goodness gracious. It makes so much sense. And what they said was, so many people try so hard to look rich because they want to please other people. But most of those people that try everything to look rich, they are in a mountain of debt. Versus those who don't look rich and they are rich because their goal is not to look rich to other people, it is to be rich. And there's a difference because when you want to be rich, you don't care about showing it off to other people. You don't care to show it off to whoever you really want to, because that's not how you stay rich. How you stay rich is you're smart with your money. how you stay rich is you take your money and save it and don't spend it on a bunch of nonsense. And it's just like with this, all the nonsense that you buy in your life is not permanent. A lot of it is very temporary. You buy it thinking, oh wow, this is going to give me happiness for all the days of my life. I'd say most of the stuff you buy in your life, you're happy max 2 weeks. Maximum 2 weeks. And then after that, you're not happy anymore. You're just not. But when you see where it says here at the end of Ecclesiastes, it talks about how God will give someone wealth and they enjoy them because it is what they are grateful for. And so many people are bad with money. It's just how it is. Some people just don't understand money. They get into debt and then they go chasing more money because of the debt they have found themselves in. Whereas that money could have been used to save up and save up and save up to where you get to where I am, to where it's like you can have money saved up to where if something goes down, you're not just scrambling to have something happen. And the main point of this is that money is not everything. It can be a lot, but it doesn't have to be everything. And this is why the main point, if you're not careful, not only can money control not all aspects of your life, it can control your happiness. And the money you have, be careful not to let it control your happiness. Because so many people let the money or lack of money control how they feel every day. Do not do that. Because if you do, you're going to wind up like the next person that spends all their money on cryptocurrency. They spend all their money at a casino. They blow all their money on this get-rich-quick scheme. Don't do that. Please. There is more to life than trying to get rich all the time. And I would say when you stop trying to be rich all the time, you will be happy because you're going to enjoy the things you have in life. So with that, thank you all for watching this Bible study. And to see the last Bible study I did, click this video up here where I talk about how if you're worrying about something right now, this video will help you out.